any chance or any opportunity you ever have to work with your children is amazing. Coming to work each day and being able to work with my son is the best part of my day. He's a tremendous guy to be around, great sense of humor, and we have so much fun running this business together, and basically just meeting the clients, doing the work, and it's just been a blessing to have him help me with this. There's no way that I could run this business anymore without his help. He's just been invaluable to ever since he came into the business about 10 years ago, and it's been fantastic having him here. Yeah, a lot of it just depends on. We basically don't do a cookie cutter approach to people's problems, and there's a lot of companies that do that. They have a set price list for a set thing and this and that, and there's so many things where we'll get out to a person's house and there may not be anything that needs to be done. And so I'll take a look at everything he's showing me, and there may have been some things that he did and some other things that may be just taking care of themselves, and it'll be one of those situations where it would be like, well, yeah, as much as I would love to take your money, there's no point. Everything here looks good. This is what's going to happen. Once you explain the biology to them as far as the pest, what they're dealing with, what the characteristics are, what's already been done. And like a guy called me yesterday, and he was having some people come out and replace a window in his house. And the window that they took out had damp wood termites that were around the whole part of the sill, naturally where the window had been leaking, because they have to have that high moisture in the wood. And so he had called a couple other companies, and they were quoting him $1,000, $1,200 to come out and take care of this problem. And so he gave me a call, and I talked with him and made sure that what he was seeing was actually damp wood termites, and basically told him that, well, no, nothing needs to be done. These guys have to have a tremendous amount of moisture in order to survive. So once all of that damaged wood is taken out, once this leak problem is eliminated by putting back in the new window, and now it's all dry, there's no moisture, this problem is absolutely going to take care of itself. You do not have to have anybody come in here and treat anything. It's going to be just let it go, and you'll be 100% fine. And there was this long pause on the phone, and he just sat there and he goes, because I've talked to two other people, and they were going to charge me this and that. And he says, I can't believe you would sit here and just tell me that really nothing needs to be done. He says, do you know how great it is to call somebody and have them honestly tell you what this is, what's going on, and what needs to be done? He says, I don't think you realize how rare that is in your industry. And I said, well, that's, call us when you have something else that we can take care of. The challenges are that I still do a lot of the work out in the field as well as my son. So because it's just he and I, a lot of times we'll get days when we'll get 30 phone calls, and for me to try and get my work done, since I do call everybody back, I make most of the phone calls, if not all of the phone calls, and then do a lot of all of the booking for what's going to be coming up, that week. And so for me, sometimes it's very difficult. In between appointments, I'll try and get one or two calls in, and then if possible, by the end of the day, I'll try and make sure that I get back to everybody. But sometimes it just isn't possible, and so it may be the next morning. But I would say better than 80% of the time, I will get back to that person sometime during the course of that day. And it isn't that I don't want to talk to them right away. It's the fact that I've got somebody who hired me to do a job, and I'm trying to give them my very best as well, in what they paid for. And then when I have time, when I'm back on my time again, then I try and call and give that same type of service to the people that gave us a call and needed something done. So it can be a challenge. When one of these days when we have more employees and I'm in the office most of the time, and instead of being out in the field, our response time is going to be really good. But right now it can be a while, and I usually always thank people for being patient and waiting for us and giving us an opportunity to talk to them. A lot of the people that the thing that's interesting about our customers, I have people who have been with us, gosh, probably for almost since we started the business. Here you get a lot of these companies that go door to door and are always trying to sell somebody on something, and sometimes you get 3 or 4 different companies that'll come to your door in a summer. And as of right now, I have never had one of my clients leave to go with one of those other companies. We try and really give a good value of service for the price that we charge. Sometimes we do charge a little bit more, but then we like to feel that we're doing a lot more. We're accomplishing a lot more during the time that we're there. But for a lot of these clients, my quarterly clients, these are people where I've seen their kids at 5 and 6 and 7 years of age grow up and now are calling our company, and I'm going out to their house, and it's like I'm that old uncle that they've known for their entire life. And I've known these kids, their names, their pets, where they went to gymnastics at, what soccer teams they played on, and it's just, it's amazing and depressing both at the same time. It's amazing that I've been able to see all of this, and it's really depressing that I'm getting that old. So. I was in between jobs. I grew up on a ranch out in Northern California, and so growing up on a ranch out there, you see everything. You see. I mean, I've been stung by yellow jackets numerous times. It was a fruit and nut ranch out in Northern California, and so there would be times we would be climbing up in apricot trees, and there would be a yellow jacket nest in the tree that we never knew was there, and we would just get the stung out of us. And but you would see that. I mean, you see everything when you work on a ranch. You see all the rat stuff, you see all the mouse stuff. We would have rats and mice constantly getting into our barn and getting into the feed and all of that stuff. And so I've seen all of this stuff since I was a young kid. So when I was in between jobs, I happened to see an ad for a company that was looking for somebody with a science background, and I had 2 science degrees, both from the University of Oregon. And at this point, because again I was in between jobs, they were looking for somebody that had a science background that would come in and be a pest control technician for a summer. And I thought, well, I'll do that just until something else opens up in my field. And so I applied for the job and interviewed and got hired, and because I figured there can't be anything there that I haven't really seen before. And it was really fun. It was the thing that I noticed the most when I first started is it was kind of like being a doctor, where you go to a person's house and they have a symptom or a problem, and you're trying to solve that symptom or that problem and talk to them about what's going to happen, and this is what we need to do to take care of it. And I really enjoyed that part of being able to help people. So the next year, when nothing else really opened up for me to go to in my other profession, I signed on for another season, and then after a couple more seasons with the company I was working for, I decided that there's so many companies out there that do this job poorly, that if you had a company that really cared about people and was really willing to do good quality work at a reasonable price, there's got to be a market for that. And so my wife and I packed everything up and brought our kids down to Portland, and that was back in 1994. And that's when we started the company here, which originally was called Olympic Pest Control, and then we changed the name to Burton Pest Control about 10 years ago when my son joined the company, and we wanted to make him an owner in it, and so we just changed the whole corporate name and structure and made him part owner, and I've been working him like a dog ever since. So.
That's so good.
Thank you very much for watching our videos. If we can help you with anything, please don't hesitate to call. Chase and I would love to come out and take a peek, see what we can help you with. Again, Burton Pest Control, 503-645-5556. Thanks.